Hey, what's up, y'all? Uh, just wanted to check in and share some thoughts. Uh, just coming off, y'all watch my previous videos. I talked about how I work 12 hours or whatever, and I believe that was Friday, the beginning of my full night schedule. Working them 12 days, and how rough it could be, on the body or whatever. Just how mental can play a role, and how much effect it can have on your body physically. But just kind of want to share my thoughts from last night. Just doing a little self reflection. Just think about my current situation and things I've been through in the past. And I just had a moment where I had to remind myself, like, count your blessings. Like, be grateful for the small things in life. Sometimes we can be hard on ourselves when we're really supposed to be the opposite. Be kind to yourself and watch what you say to yourself about yourself. Because I truly believe that life and death is in the tongue, in your tongue. You have the power to speak life and death over yourself. Um, so I'm just, thinking about different things and just like had a moment, just thinking about where I want to be at in life and not, just regular stuff, just knowing where you kind of have an idea about where you want to be and just not being happy where you feel like you're supposed to be, like, just dealing in your current situation or whatever. I had to check myself, like, and be grateful for the small things, like from being able to walk, talk, see. I got a lot to be grateful for. Like I shared with y'all before, I got me and my wife. We got 6 kids together. Um, 3 beautiful boys and girls. We got a house. We all live together. Uh, we all making it off of one income, my income. My wife, she's a stay-at-home mom or whatever, and been that way since my oldest daughter been born. So I've been handling it myself. My daughter is 15, so 15 years. My wife stayed at home, and boy, we struggle. I mean, to keep it honest. Like, I know a lot of people that know me wonder how we keep it together, man. It's just uh, the divine creator. You know what I mean? Uh, any men out there that's in the situation that I'm in, as far as you being the sole provider, you know what that, what I'm talking about. It get hard or whatever, but you got to be strong. But just thinking about the situations that we've and I've overcome, um, I just want to let y'all know, like, no matter what, there's always a silver lining to every situation. There's beauty in the struggle. For real, it's beauty in that struggle. Um, sometimes you got to go through. Sometimes you got to go through things by yourself. Um, without getting into too much details, but we had a situation over a decade ago, just over a decade, where we lost our apartment we was living in at the time, and we had two kids. My oldest two, Mila and Cam, and I had to, send my family back home to the country, and I had to fend for myself. I had to sleep out the car, been homeless for a little while, and maybe I'll tell the full story later on or whatever. But I remember having to sleep out the car and just constantly thinking about that, feeling like a failure. Just the worst of the worst. Even though I was trying, I was doing my best. But just, sometimes you just fall short in life. And I remember one time going back home to visit them, and I was on my way back to where we live now, whatever. And I was coming through Columbia, and I remember just thinking about all the things that I was going through, and don't know how I was gonna make it, but just something inside me was like, no, you're gonna be all right. Just keep your feet moving. And I remember while thinking about everything, something just told me, look to your right. So I look over to my right, and there was two guys sitting on crates and all of their belongings around them, and they sitting there talking, while another guy he got cardboard laid out, whatever, and we under a bridge. But I'm in the car, I'm driving, and remember thinking about how bad I got it, and then I remember having that thought like, look to your right, and I remember seeing those people, and I remember thinking to myself, well, you ain't got it that bad though, so you need to be grateful. So I say all that to say, like, there's somebody always, we probably all done heard it, you think you got it bad, somebody else got it worse. So I always remember to count your blessings. And I also, learned that as far as it being beauty in the struggle, throughout that time, I discovered things about myself that I didn't know exist, that I didn't know I possess in myself. When you're back against the wall and you ain't got no place to go, you ain't got no choice but to be strong, you discover things about yourself, like how strong you are as an individual, mentally, and being by yourself where you ain't got no distractions or this and that. Third, you isolated. There's a lot of good come out of that. So don't worry about being by yourself. Do what you can with where you at. Me coming out of that situation lets me know that there's nothing I can't overcome. Like, once you're back against the wall and you overcome certain situations that you don't see no way out of, but just something in you believe that there's no way that my life's supposed to be like this. There's got to be greater. I'm determined to have greater. There's something about that, it forces you to evolve. and develop as a person. Like I tell some people, like you have certain moments or whatever where you feel you facing the challenge. You know what I mean? I call it character building moments. Uh, I have a lot. I had and have a lot of them, and I'm pretty sure when y'all think about it, y'all can say the same when you're facing different challenges. And just give you a those things kind of, if you pay attention, kind of give you a broader perspective on life. Like certain things that happen in your life, just look at it as a challenge to grow. Like take what you need from it and learn. Because you might be you being prepared for something. You know what I mean? Oh, I don't care how old you are, how young you are. Like it's never too late, and we're gonna be learning, and we should be growing as long as we here. Like I think that's a part of the reason why we come here. To experience different things, learn and grow, just elevate. Um, Inspire, whatever the case may be. I know me for myself, like this, doing this. Y'all don't realize how much courage it take for me, a person like me, to do this because this is so outside of my realm of my regular living. Like I don't really deal with a whole lot of people. Um, I'm an introvert, but I'm getting outside of my comfort zone because uh, I feel like I gotta do something different than what I've been doing. I know I do got a purpose, and I feel like a part of that purpose is to put some good back in the world. Cause I've been fortunate enough to learn that there is, no matter, despite what we see on the news and all of that, there's some good people in this world. I like to think that I'm one of them, and I believe that's a part of my purpose. Yes, I do believe that. I know that I'm supposed to live. I'm going to live. I'm gonna speak it as if it is now. I'm living a certain lifestyle that I desire, that I came here to live, and that don't involve struggling, living paycheck to paycheck, or this, that, and the third, or whatever. Uh, One of my biggest fears is dying or just living my life without fulfilling my purpose. Um, I pray all the time that I become that person that I'm supposed to be before my time expires on this plane of existence. And I know I am. More than ever because I made the first step on getting out of my comfort zone. I don't know where this gonna go, but I know I feel good about it. Oh, I'm starting where I'm starting from ground zero. Oh, I was laughing with my wife the other day, but I was dead serious. I see that now I only got three followers. Now I got 3 followers on YouTube or whatever, and we just laughing about it or whatever, not making fun, but just more of a. I feel good, you know what I mean? Like slow progress is better than no progress at all. You know what I mean? Oh, and I'm grateful for that. Out of those 3 people, I'm gonna be transparent. Like I gotta be authentically myself, whether people accept it or not. I'm cool with being myself. So out of those 3 people, my wife is one of them. She followed me from her YouTube account or whatever. So it's 2 others. The other 2 people is strangers. I don't know, whatever. But obviously watch my video, which, I feel like just raw is uncut. I recorded it, uploaded it. I didn't edit it. I don't know nothing about editing or nothing like that. Maybe further down the road I'll get into that or whatever. But y'all basically getting, my thoughts, no edits or whatever. Whether I stumble over words, stutter, whatever the case may be, y'all getting me. You know what I mean? And I'm unapologetically me. Just a country boy out of the lower part of South Carolina, you know what I mean? And I love me, and I got a lot to share too. I feel like I got something to say. Most people, like I say again, look at me like, boy, he the quiet man. So whenever they come over this video, they might come across this video, if ever, it probably a trip out about it. Like, I ain't even know he talked that much. But yeah, man, I'm just trying to find my way. We all just trying to find our way. We in the I say, like, one of my favorite movies of all time, The Pursuit of Happiness. We in the pursuit of that. We all want happiness. We all desire happiness. You might look at that, for example, my dream car right now is the Corvette, the new Corvette. When I really know that, yes, the car is nice, but it's not the material thing that you want. It's that feeling that it brings, which is happiness. You're really chasing that feeling, and buying material things, which I watch people that got a lot of money talk about all the time, material things is cool, but that don't really truly bring you happiness. So I kind of got an idea of that already, but there's nothing wrong with wanting nice things. I do know that I'm gonna have nice things. I do already. I feel like I'm doing all right, but I ain't all the way put together like some people that know me may feel like or whatever. I got my struggles just like anybody else, man. Financially, emotionally, mentally. We all in this thing together. We all face our own challenges. Everybody got something going on. I don't give a damn how much money you got. Like, we all struggle with something. You know what I mean? So, but I just wanted to tap in with y'all and remind y'all that, like, uh, count your blessings. Always count your blessings. Like when you get frustrated with where you at, you're not where you want to be at in life, or you're struggling financially, emotionally, whatever it is, or whatever. Like, you can get through it. You're gonna get through it. Just be strong. Just stay strong. Stay positive. And you ain't by yourself. Don't never forget that. The people that you think that's got it together, they got struggles just like you. You know what I mean? Um, I read something a while back that said, if all the problems that you think about that you have in mind, money can fix, then you really ain't got no problems. And I believe that statement. And I will say that I'm fortunate enough to, as majority, my problem, just like maybe y'all problem or most people problem, like, it's finances. You know what I'm saying? It's the problems that money can't fix. It's the things that money can't fix now that that I can see that being looked at as a problem. You know what I mean? That takes more, maybe a little more work, because you can have $2 in your pocket and go to the store and play the Powerball jackpot or the Mega Millions jackpot, go to sleep and wake up the next day a millionaire. Then all your financial problems go away. Compared to somebody who's struggling with a sickness, or just having health issues, or what I'm saying, dealing with other stuff. Money can't really fix those problems. You know what I mean? And I look at that as more problem, no real problems. You know what I mean? So you're having trouble financially, you still, either way it go, I don't care if it's outside of finance, you're still blessed. You know what I'm saying? Because every day we wake up, we got a new chance to get things right or whatever. But just remember, be grateful for what you got. And analyze your situation, because there's always something that you can learn from your situation, no matter how hard it is or whatever. You can overcome it, and it's something in it to make you grow as a person. And we should all be inspired to grow. Oh, I had so much on my mind. I want to make sure I haven't forgotten nothing or whatever. I'll say this is it's kind of weird to me, because I feel like I'm sitting in my garage and I'm like talking to myself or whatever. But it's also therapeutic. And if nothing else comes from it, I can look back on this whenever I get to where I'm going. It's like, man, look where you been at, man. And look where you at now. But before I end this video, I just challenge y'all to grow with me. And it look like I'm 20 something minutes in right now. If you made it this far, I appreciate you just kicking it with me, listening to me. I hope you get something from this video that you can share with your life. This is wisdom too that I've learned and people taught me. You know what I mean? This is my way of like putting some good back in the world. And last thing before I go, there's nothing wrong with being a good person. Like, I've been I have had people in my life try to shame me for being a good person. And let's be clear, because people got different definitions of being a good person. When I say being a good person, not let people use you. Don't be no dummy. Letting people use and abuse you. But just being, like, I feel like all of us got some good in us. And one thing I learned, just like I'm naturally who I am. Like, I try to see the good in people. I show people love and respect because I'm big on respect, because I don't like to be disrespected. So I'm definitely going to respect people. But that's something my daddy shared. Like, he just beat in my head growing up. And we don't have the best relationship, but I love my daddy. And I know my daddy loved me. But I gotta give it to my daddy. My daddy taught me ever since I've been a little boy about being a good person. Genuinely a good person. Not be a fake like a good person so you can try to get over on people. Don't do that. Cause that shit gonna come back on you. That ain't right. But genuinely be a good person, because people are bent over backwards for you, and people can feel that. We all spirits and souls or whatever, so you can feel when somebody genuinely a good person and not, whatever, for the most part. But me being a good person, I like to think I'm a good person, you know what I mean? And I've been told that. And when you're a good person, like I said, people have been over backwards for you. And I don't mean like giving you stuff, physical stuff or material things or whatever, but like knowledge. Like, sit down and give you pointers on different stuff, advice, you know what I mean? Good advice, like that you can take in and help expand your life. That's the biggest thing, like the wisdom and stuff. Because people, if people see you a good person, they'll share some things with you, man, that help you grow, especially if they see that in you. And of course, you got the other side too, like people see you in some trouble, you down bad on your luck or whatever, people look out for you or whatever, you know what I mean? But make sure you're genuine. Always be yourself. Nothing wrong with being inspired by somebody else. At all. Nothing. We all been inspired by somebody or people in general. But don't ever forget to be yourself. You be doing yourself a disservice if you don't be yourself. I tell all my kids that too. Everybody else is taken. There's no other better person to be than yourself. You disrespecting yourself if you don't be who you are. And as long as you who you feel like you are, or who you being authentically yourself, and you're not hurting nobody, harming nobody physically, verbally, or whatever, you know what I mean? Do you. Do you. No other person better to be than yourself. But that's just some of my thoughts I wanted to share with y'all. Appreciate y'all if you got to this point. Taking the time out and listening to me. Hopefully you gain something from it. And if y'all do, if you did gain something from it, I'd like to know that. Please comment. I hope I said something that brighten up your day. Not just to make you feel good, but just spark something in you, like spark you to chase whatever dream. I don't care how big, small it is. Spark something in you to make something happen for yourself. Or give you something that you can apply to your life. But I appreciate y'all. Until the next video, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, or share, whatever. And till next time, peace.